1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sadia Sattar. First, the headlines. Prime Minister inaugurated expansion of Ehsaas Koi Bhuka Na Soye initiative for Lahore, Multan and Gujranwala today. Imran Khan has directed to launch an awareness campaign to sensitize people and stakeholders about utility of electronic voting machines. Foreign Office spokesperson says Pakistan believes that an inclusive political settlement in Afghanistan is the best way forward. Taliban spokesperson says they have resumed talks for creating a new inclusive government in Afghanistan. At the United Nations, Pakistan has deplored India's attempt to project itself as a champion against international terrorism, saying the Indians have no moral authority as blood of the victims of terrorism is on their hands. Malaysian King has named Ismail Sabri Yaqub as new Prime Minister of the country. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan today expanded Ehsaas Koi Bhuka Na Soye program to Multan, Lahore and Gujranwala. Inaugurating 4 food trucks for these cities in Islamabad this afternoon, he directed to ensure quality of food at all cost. It is pertinent to mention that now the food will be distributed through 16 mobile trucks in various cities across Pakistan. The government is planning to increase the number of food trucks to 40 and the program to 29 cities by October this year to provide free of cost meals to the poor people. The program Ehsaas Koi Bhuka Na Soye is a step toward making Pakistan a welfare state in true sense. Under this initiative, around 40,000 people will be provided free of cost meals on daily basis. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed to launch an awareness campaign to sensitize the people and stakeholders about the utility of electronic voting machines. Chairing a meeting in Islamabad today about the use of EVMs in the elections, the Prime Minister emphasized the need to respond to unwarranted criticism on the voting machines by putting forward the facts. The Prime Minister was informed about the Judicial Commission's proposal legal amendment regarding the use of EVMs. The meeting was informed that steps like the use of EVMs are aimed at ensuring transparency in the elections. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said promoting an independent, impartial and responsible media in the country is the foremost priority of the government. Chairing a meeting in Islamabad today, the Prime Minister appreciated the steps taken by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting to facilitate international journalist community. The meeting was briefed about the measures taken to evacuate foreign journalists from Afghanistan and facilitation being extended to them. Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, informed the meeting that a special cell has been set up in the Information Ministry for the facilitation of foreign journalists in view of situation in Afghanistan. Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry has said that Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, being a proscribed terrorist organization, should not be allowed any space in Afghanistan. Responding to a question at his weekly news briefing in Islamabad this afternoon, he said Pakistan will urge upon the future government of Afghanistan to ensure that its soil should not be used against Pakistan. Answering another question, Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said Pakistan believes that an inclusive political settlement is the best way forward, and for that, we remain engaged with all sides in Afghanistan and the international community. He said Pakistan sees a convergence amongst the international community on peace and reconciliation in Afghanistan, and any country working against the peace and reconciliation process and causing instability there will face international isolation. Responding to a question, the spokesperson said it is unfortunate that India has played a role of spoiler in Afghanistan by investing in terrorist infrastructure there to be used against Pakistan. He said Pakistan has shared irrefutable evidences with the world about India's involvement in state terrorism in Pakistan and the use of Afghan soil for this purpose. The Taliban movement has resumed talks on creating a new inclusive government in Afghanistan. Spokesman for the Qatari political office of the group, Mohammad Sohail Shaheen, in a statement said, "We resumed talks on creating an inclusive government in Afghanistan." He said consultations on the makeup of the future government are underway with various political movements. When the structure is determined, it will be announced. The spokesman said now is not the time to conduct elections to decide the government. Minister for Finance Shaukat Tareen has asked the traders to give positive recommendations for economic growth. Addressing the press conference in Karachi today, he said the country can progress with collective efforts and contribution from the businessmen. The minister said the government, traders and industrialists have to work together for the economic development of the country. He said the government has taken various steps to allay the reservations and fears of the traders community and that he will meet the traders of Karachi on a quarterly basis. He said the international organizations are appreciating the economic growth of the country. This is Radio Pakistan. At the United Nations, Pakistan has deplored India's attempt to project itself as a champion against international terrorism, saying the Indians have no moral authority as terror victims' blood is on their hands. In a statement, Pakistan's mission to the United Nations said this in response to Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's speech at a regular briefing of the Security Council. The statement said that India is the biggest state which is sponsoring, planning, promoting and financing terrorism against Pakistan. The Pakistan mission statement said with the blood of thousands of victims of terrorism on its hands, India has no moral authority to preach actions against terrorism at any forum. The statement further said that Kashmiris in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir unfortunately continue to bear the brunt of this fascist ideology. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 2 Kashmiri youth in Pulwama district today. The dead bodies of the youth, identified as Musab Mushtaq and Muzammil Ahmad Rathar, were recovered from the debris of a house destroyed by the troops with explosives during a cordon and search operation in Pampore area of the district. A report released by Kashmir Media Service today said that human rights violations had shown a massive increase in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir since August 5, 2019, when Modi-led fascist Indian government repealed the special status of the territory and put it under military siege. It deplored that innocent Kashmiri youth were being killed in fake encounters and during so-called cases on daily basis by Indian forces. The 50th martyrdom anniversary of Pakistan's valiant son and the youngest recipient of Nishan-e-Haider pilot officer Rashid Minhas Shaheed is being observed today. Rashid Minhas Shaheed was born on 17 February 1951 and was commissioned on 14 March 1971 in the 51st GD pilot course. On 20 August 1971, Rashid Minhas vanquished the inquisitive intentions of an instructor pilot, Flight Lieutenant Matiur Rahman, who tried to hijack his training jet T-33 towards India. In recognition of Rashid Minhas's supreme sacrifice and indelible courage, the government of Pakistan awarded him with the highest gallantry award, Nishan-e-Haider. Malaysia's King Sultan Abdullah has named Ismail Sabri Yaqub as the country's new prime minister. In Somalia, National Army forces have foiled 2 attacks by al-Shabaab militants on its own bases in southern Sabid and in all districts. The second cricket test of 2-match series between Pakistan and West Indies begins in Kingston today. The match will start at 8 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. West Indies lead the series 1-0. And finally, the weather. Rain with thunder showers expected in Islamabad, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir during the next 12 hours. Hot and humid weather is likely to prevail elsewhere in the country. And that's all from the newsroom for now. For more news and analyses, do log on to our website radio.gov.pk.